Well, Jim, how did you like the party last night?
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm actually talking to you in a rather gentle voice.
You're screaming! Can you please keep it down for Christ's sakes?
Seems like someone's a bit grumpy this morning. Maybe you're a tad hangover from last night. Need to drink responsibly, Jim. Be more like me. Well, Jim, what'd you think?
How the hell did we get back here again?
Nice. Well, look at that, Jim. An Eskimo building an igloo.
I want a restraining order!
So, Jim, I guess that does beg the question. How many angels can dance on the head of a pin?
I want some of your drugs.
Hey, Jim, why don't you introduce yourself to the people?
Hi, I'm Jim the Talking Wooden Cat. What are you doing to improve America?
Well, Jim, frankly, you're behaving a little bit like you're a bit hungover this morning.
That's impossible. I'm still drunk. When I was out Christmas shopping, the checkout girl said, "Happy Holidays." I hate that.
Well, yes, Jim, I agree. I prefer them just to say Merry Christmas.
Well, why don't they? They used to.
Well, evidently, some people are sensitive and possibly find that offensive.
Really?
It's strange because, for example, if it was Hanukkah and I'm not Jewish and someone said Happy Hanukkah to me, I wouldn't feel offended. I'd think that's a nice thing for you to say to me.
Well, who are we worrying about offending?
Well, I think it's primarily the atheists. They're pretty sensitive about that stuff.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
Well, I suppose we could beat the atheists up in heaven.
I don't think they're going to heaven. They're atheists.
Yeah, good point there. What do you propose?
We should beat them up now.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
What if Santa Claus were an atheist?
Well, Jim, I believe that's impossible. The Easter Bunny would beat him up if that were the case.
Oh, thank God. Look, it's Santa Claus the Easter Bunny, a zombie vampire, and Abraham Lincoln's ghost.
Actually, I think that was a dog. But I could see how you would think it would be all those things from that angle.
When we get home, I want to decorate the tree with blocks of cheddar cheese.
Why is that, Jim? Were you expecting on having some mice over?
Well, yes, some mice and the President of the United States.
Well, Jim, what do you think about the budgetary issues that the government's having right now?
Your driving makes me feel like I'm bungee jumping off the fiscal cliff.
So, Jim, where would you like to spend Christmas Eve this year?
Let's go to Las Vegas and watch midget wrestling. The president's left-handed, and so was the first President Bush.
Well, Jim, that's very interesting. I'll check that fact on Wikipedia when we get home. I hadn't actually realized that.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
What are we supposed to do about it?
Two left-handed presidents? That's impossible! It's got to be the same guy! I wish I had forearms so strong I could squeeze a can of spinach and the top would pop off, just like Popeye!
Well, Jim, Popeye was one of our greatest Americans. That's why he's on the face of the dollar bill. I think everyone has that same ambition. Be able to squeeze the top off a can of spinach. It's only American. We all strive towards that American dream.
In Yugoslavia, the Yugoslavian Popeye used to squeeze the top of the lid off a can of lima beans.
Yes, Jim, I believe you're right. I believe that's why that country no longer exists.
Whatever happened to the Czechoslovakian Popeye?
Well, Jim, I believe he's currently being housed in the Black Dolphin prison in Russia. You look that up on Wikipedia, where he works in the kitchen. His job is squeezing the lids off of cans of candied yams. Hey, Jim, how's it going? Cornflake.
Oh my God, it's the Hindenburg! It's on fire and it's coming right at us! Oh, I'm I'm sorry. It's just a chicken with a yo-yo.
Look, Jim, over there to the right. It's a mall of outlet stores.
Oh, do you think they sell cutlery?
Cutlery? You like carving knives and such?
Yes, cutlery.
Oh, very impressed by your vocabulary. I suspect there's a reasonable chance that they do sell cutlery.
Good, well let's not go there then. I hate cutlery.
So, Jim, do you feel relaxed on this trip? Any enlightenment or any further thoughts?
Well, if I was God, I would be invisible. I could watch people shower. Well, mostly females, but okay, yeah. I want to get weird. Why do they call Superman the Man of Steel?
Well, Jim, I think that's to imply how strong and manly he is.
Oh, you mean like Peter Pan?
Exactly. Oh man, I would kill for a couple of Tylenol. Well, Jim, look at all those birds over there.
Yeah, fascinating. Where do they all go at night?
Well, I would imagine they would all go to, say, a tree or something for shelter so they could sleep.
Wow, you know everything. Are you God?
Yes. Well, Jim, we better pull into this gas station and get some gas.
Do you think they have any helium balloons?
Well, I don't know. I suppose we could ask. Well, Jim, since that gas station didn't have a bathroom for some god unknown reason, I had to go next door and use that Jack-in-the-Box.
Did you get any food?
You crazy? I get all my food at Carl's Jr.'s, just like any other red-blooded American.
Why do you think Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus never had any children?
Jim, I think the elves were their children.
No, those are friggin' elves. They're completely different species.
Well, I don't know. What do you propose we do about it?
We gotta get rid of all those friggin' elves.
I didn't realize you had such a anti-elf bias.
Yeah, we get rid of them now. Go back to the way it used to be. Made America great and put a man on the moon.
So, elves, getting rid of elves can do all that. I think your hangover this morning is probably stronger than mine.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Is that the Emerald City?
Well, Jim, judging by the smell in the air, I think that's an oil refinery.
Is that the Emerald City?
Yes, it is. And Wizard Woz, those are Popeye and God. Oh, look, Jim, there's Mount Diablo in the foreground. It's a nice clear day. You can see it quite well.
That cop driving next to us is flipping us off.
Yes, I noticed that. I'm trying to pretend like I don't notice.
Oh, don't worry. I shot out his back windshield.
Yes, I gathered that as he's returning fire at this time. He's not shooting at Mount Diablo. Well, Jim, there does seem to be quite a bit of traffic on the road this morning.
Yes, I've been randomly spraying bullets in all directions so that people give us more room. Oh, look there! There's a guy that changed lanes that neglected to turn off his blinker. I hate that.
Yes, Jim, I hate that as well. When someone changes the lane and does not turn off the blinker, you never know what they're going to do next, or if they're going to make another lane change. Oh, it's a difficult situation. I think you'll find that all Americans hate that type of thing. Actually, in a recent poll, when Americans were asked, what is it that they most hate? It was people that neglect to turn off their blinker after they've changed lanes.
I'm gonna ask Santa for a Gatling gun so I can do something about it.
Well, Jim, how did you like the get-together last night?
It was one swinging party.
What's that you got there in your travel bag? Let me take a look. You've got like 20 or 30 glass ornaments. Where did you get those?
Somebody was throwing them out. They just hung them out there on the tree. I would likewise like to see Woody the Woodpecker incarcerated in a maximum security federal penitentiary.
Well, okay, Jim. Any particular reason?
No! Can a monkey be sent to prison in this state for committing an act of murder?
Well, Jim, as far as I know, I don't believe so.
Well, proceed with the operation to make me a monkey then.
So, Jim, what did you like best about the party last night?
The cleanliness of the bathroom was first rate.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we all have our priorities. What'd you think about the food?
They had food?
Yeah, it was one of the main things of the party. The food was spectacular.
Well, there wasn't any food in the bathroom.
No, there wasn't.
Well, who throws a party and doesn't provide food in the bathroom?
I guess you got a point there. I have some pretty strange friends.